Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hi. Hi, stream.
Oh, do you mind sharing?
Yep. Un momento, por favor.
Are we recording this for
We
YouTube
absolutely
and
are.
for RedTube?
um, Let me know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Guess we can just fucking hop in. We gave people
Yeah.
a couple minutes. I know it's late as hell. Um, so it looks like oil wasn't forming a bottom. It looks like it kind of put in a top.
Yeah.
I see this. And then I'm curious what it looks like. Ooh. So that would make sense. Kind of ran these highs.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Pull back here. Oh, look at that. For all the fib guys out there, that's actually wild.
Juicy.
Yeah. See, all you had to do was pull a fib and then long and put your targets up here. It's really easy.
Super easy. Infinite money hack.
But what a run up.
Seriously. I think it's topped.
That was 2020. Holy fuck. Wait. Is that right? Oh, this was like a scam wick or some shit. Oh my god. Went to zero almost? What happened here?
No, that was the yeah, I mean like literally it actually went negative because there was so much supply
Oh wait, was that the
that you
guy
had
who
to
got like sued or something like that? Didn't he like
uh
didn't some guy like nuke the market?
oh, I mean, there's been a few people that have nuked markets, but yeah, I mean, it went negative because there was so much supply and storing, millions and millions of tons of crude oil turns out is really expensive.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
yeah, who knew? But it's cool because hedge funds were buying like old tankers and taking actual delivery.
No shit.
Yeah,
That's hysterical. But
because I mean, like if you think about it, there's like math that you can do, right? It's like, of course, oil is not going to trade negative forever.
yeah,
So if you can pick up some, you know,
for
some
free.
old ass tanker that's about to be chopped up and turned into scrap, then there's definitely profit to be made.
Where was I when this is happening? I don't think I hadn't started yet.
Yeah, probably not.
Damn. See, I would have longed here exactly. But yeah,
Well,
I think this is a double top. It blew off here. Came back up, bearish retest. Let's see if yeah, bearish retest right there. I think you're right. It's probably topped. We probably get some type of retest of
retest.
this deviation here. I think it might be
Yep.
forming some type of low. I think it could run up and retest this underside here.
Yep.
Maybe for like an over under, something like that. So that's probably what I'd look for
Yeah, I mean
oil.
commodities. So like, you can trade the chart, but um, I think it's also pretty seasonal as well.
And you were saying that in the later months it's not running
Yeah, I
as
mean
hot,
just
right?
colder. When it gets colder, like people are burning more fuel. But it's like it's not that simple. There's like a million different factors. Also, that I think that's more to do with natural gas.
But yeah, so this is kind of I mean this is overall pretty good for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, I
We
mean
want to see it
generally,
push
like
lower.
as commodities go down, you know, people have lower expenses and they're
Risk
more
on
willing
goes
to
up.
risk on. Hell yeah, ready to fucking gamble.
Put it into the casino. Um, ES. So let's kind of clear off some drawings here.
Oh yeah.
Let's hop on the daily, see where we're at. So one could argue this is a bearish retest. If we ultimately don't push higher, which would be rough, um, it would be a little bit wild to not take this high at least.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of at resistance.
Or at resistance. This is a bit rounded, if I do say so myself, on the daily. But we could see that, like an SFP, right? Run these highs, come back down, and then back into this rounded range. I think that would send us down further, but let's hop
And
in.
then low time frame, we were looking.
Let's hop in the H4 here. So we're still in the, I think what is this, the first H4 candle still? Or in the second? I think we're on the second. But this is very, very BART-like, and for it to regain is pretty decent. But again, my concern would be this is a deviation. And we kind of see this. We have some, and then bam. I mean, that would be, or we could just go for every person in chat's favorite formation, the good old head and shoulders. It's a head and shoulders, boys. But
Oh,
you
well,
know,
they have to ask if it's a head and shoulders.
oh
before it's
yeah,
valid,
yeah,
right?
exactly. No, but in all seriousness, like this could easily like line up as a head and shoulders.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's just something to pay attention
Keep
to.
an eye on.
I don't really expect much to happen here. I mean, like really low time frame. This was what I was just looking at, so bear with me, guys, because literally I just got done driving for like 6 hours, so just now getting more acquainted with the charts. But I haven't really been looking at anything this weekend, but here and there. I see this like trend line right off the bat, and I really feel like this might be one of those trend lines that does this, where it's just one candle to wipe out all of this bullshit. And something also to think about is since we were 8 green candles in a row, and from bottom to top we had moved 0.21%. So we barely moved anywhere with a lot of buying. So it's just really low volume buying, which is given because it's just weekly open of futures, so you don't expect any crazy volume to roll in, but it's just something to keep in mind. I think we might see a little bit more volume pick up overnight.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, for right now, I think we watch for either a Chad candle to come in and really push us higher on ES overnight with the low volume, or we kind of see more of a rounded. And then if we lose this lower time frame trend line, expect to take out probably that low, in my opinion. And then weekly, throughout the week, what am I looking for? We still, I mean, we're into, I believe it's February range. Target ultimately would be 4,300, but I kind of see it losing a little bit of steam here. We need to see some major buying coming in to push us higher. Like you said, we're at resistance. So I wouldn't be at all like the least bit surprised to see us roll over. So two things. I think if we get back below 4,100, the 4,000 is almost guaranteed. And then here we can figure out if we'll push higher, leaving this lower end a deviation. Here's your triple tap. Or this doesn't bounce, and all it does is, give a small bounce, and then we nuke through, trading back into these lows. And it would mean that this was the deviation, and we're back within this range. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. That's kind of like the more bearish look, more upside look. I feel like we kind of need to maintain that. There's some ugly trend line there. I think we need to see something like this. So, maybe come back down, and then I would really want to see some major buys coming in throughout the week to get us some candles run these stops over here, and then we can kind of figure out what happens up at this 4,300 range.
Yeah.
Is that about all you're seeing too?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see the open for like equities.
You think it's going to be a bit volatile?
I honestly am not expecting like really big moves tomorrow, but I don't really have a good feel for what's gonna happen.
You're just waiting for a trigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
I was trying to look at some of the other index markets for futures, like the London and Hang Seng and some of the other ones. I don't know if you ever look at those.
I never looked at them really. Do you have any tickers?
Yeah, I think I do. Let me pull up. Make sure I have the CFDs. Type in like Hang Seng index, but you're looking for the index CFD.
So, hangs.
Oh,
Huh?
delete. There's a space between Hang and Sen.
Let's see. Oh, Hang Seng. Okay. Oh, sue me up.
I don't think. So I had all the tickers for these somewhere. I'm trying to find them right now.
Well, I mean, we're at resistance. I mean, we're at support. There is that. Asia sessions have been pretty bullish.
Yeah, I mean, you can look up J225.
Oh, wow. This looks fucking good. This looks really good.
Yeah. What are you on, the 3-day?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
We're
super
about to
bullish.
fucking rip.
Some people are complaining that my mic is too low.
Oh. Let me do this. Let me shut that off. And all right. Can
Testing. How's that? Any better? Chat.
all right, cool. So, yeah, this looks bullish as shit. So, yeah, overall, I mean, this is the best looking chart that we've seen tonight for sure. I would be really surprised if this doesn't leg significantly higher.
Yep.
So this is Nasdaq. That's a pretty nasty rejection right there. That daily could easily be the top, in my opinion. Again, these equal highs over here are pretty ripe for the taking, of course. But yeah, like look at the H12. This is an SFP, like so very clearly. This is like 101, like shorts, short setup.
Yep.
I think if you got short anywhere up here, you're not taking profits until at least down here. Your previous H12 order block.
Yeah, I'm looking at the so depending on how long it takes, 13 down to what the monthly open, which is 12.95.
This, yeah, so this area
Yeah.
right here.
There's kind of like a rising wedge. I don't know if you've charted that before on Nasdaq.
Like this. That's almost like a rising channel.
Yeah. I mean,
Ah, this is unbelievably bullish. Like this is up only. But you could argue that steam's actually being lost. So here's your first leg. Like, yeah, there's this little candle here, but that's a swing, I think. Like I would say this is probably a swing.
yep.
Your pullback. Get rid of those two. Here's your fucking A. Here's your next swing. This is significantly shorter than that. Probably like 20-30% shorter.
Hmm.
And assuming this pulls back here, here's your second, your third. So each leg is getting shorter, and it's always, the meme, you short the third leg.
Yep. Yep.
So, just something to keep in mind whenever you're checking out NASDAQ if you trade this shit. But yeah, I mean, comparing this to ES, NASDAQ is much more of a shit coin. I think ES trades a bit cleaner. But it would also make sense to kind of come down to this order block because I think we could have one of these where we just kind of grind.
Yeah.
And they could make the decision somewhere in this area,
Yeah.
to here, or we have another fucking vertical shitcoin pump on NASDAQ. So it's kind of what I'm seeing for. And it's going to be the same plays as ES, just different numbers on the axis. We either, if we start trading back up within this H12 top, definitely not SFP, it's super bullish. We'd probably run these equal highs over here.
Yeah.
That's the bullish case. Bearish, we kind of come down here, chop, and then that's whenever it decides to go up. If we lose this trend line and get probably an H4 close below, even an hourly, you could look to risk off. Hourly close below this, probably risk off on crypto, in my opinion, alongside H4. Pretty confirmed that we're likely taking out at least this one right here.
Let's say that we do test that trend line. What are we looking at in terms of percentage drawdown from where we are now?
Where I think it would go, I think we
Oh
have
no,
at least 5%.
currently trading price. Like
Okay.
from here to the trend line.
Uh, 2.5% be my guess.
Okay. So I mean, generally speaking, like, you know, Bitcoin being a higher beta, if Nasdaq does go down like a little over 2%, then you would probably expect Bitcoin to do
21.8.
anywhere like 4 to 6%.
Yeah. Where does that put us? Yeah, right about 21.8.
Yep.
I guess we can hop into Bitcoin since we're already here. Remove this. So clean daily chart.
Yep.
I think this looks like really controlled selling. You could argue it's kind of around the top here. But how we held this daily,
Mm-hmm.
rounded out, nice green. The red wasn't bearish engulfing.
Yeah. It wouldn't
And
have.
now we're pushing up with green candles. Given this is like weekend price action, so you can only put a little bit of merit to it. You can't fucking bet the house on it, but
I mean, you can.
you can. Probably a bad idea though. Um, but yeah, this I think on the daily it looks really good. Now, where I have my qualms is it's kind of, people are gonna say it's stupid or whatever. That if it looks good on the daily, how does it look bad on the H4 hourly or 15 minute? So this is
Yeah.
kind of what I see on the H4. I tweeted this. I think it's kind of one of these things. The cock and balls pattern.
Oh yeah, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, over under essentially. So if you invert it, this is basically a top. Same thing, if it's bottom. So I think this could be super bullish. Alternatively, um, I think this is just a top and this is your deviation. Anything within this kind of area here is just trapping longs for us to trade back down into this range here. So that's the argument to this being a bullish pattern is this is just heavy resistance. There's basically going to be infinite selling. Like people are trying to unload their Bitcoin here as we get a huge fucking Bitcoin pump. Um,
I'm
but yeah,
telling you,
that.
you get the H12. There are just so many wicks pushing into the same area.
So
Um,
what area are you looking to run?
Basically between the last H12 wick high and then about a little higher, like 23.5. So you see all those wicks consolidating.
23.5. Oh, you're saying up here?
Yeah. So like these, how many taps do we have? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine.
Yeah. So
We got
like
to run that.
yeah, that's the bullish case is that
Yeah.
we're just applying pressure and ultimately we're going to get a fucking blow off top where we run a fuck ton of stops. Um, Now, what I think super bad is this low time frame rejection, and it's literally we just fucking it's gonna be perfect to show. So we just really pumped, right? We'll hop into the 15 minute, and before I got on stream, I was telling you like this looks like it's gonna nuke because of the low time frame rejections that we're seeing.
Yeah. I
So
can,
let's hop
I
on
can
better
confirm.
liquidity on the low time frame. Um, okay. Before we do that, I really do want to show chat my parabolic trend line. I'm very proud of it. If you don't have this on your chart, you need to put it on your chart. This
Yeah.
shit is actually gold. I mean, the color is, you could argue that the color is
It's not
orange.
gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's orange. Hold up, guys. This line is
Oh
literally
yeah.
gold. It's
It is
literally gold. If
made of
you bet this
physical
trend
gold.
line, this parabolic line, you would have made money every single time, even low time frame. So
And when did you put this on your chart?
I actually kind of stole it. Not gonna lie to you. I have
Off
to. I
crypto
have
Twitter.
I did. I have to give the guy credit. Hold up. What's his name? I retweeted it. It is Halo Crypto.
Okay. Shout out to Halo Crypto
Yeah.
for
I will
letting us
not. I
steal
got
your
it.
content.
Yeah. So this was like a week ago or something like that. He tweeted it. I stole it, and it is literally money. So basically, what I'm looking high time frame, like you were saying, there's all these wicks here. We either chat up. If we break to the upside, I think we really will take out these highs because there's
Yep.
so much liquidity here. There's this huge ass wick at 24.2. We probably run the 24.2 wick, and while we're at it, we might as well take these highs, push into 25K, like everyone wants to. And I know like
Plus
a lower
CME
time
gap.
frame, yeah. CME gap is at what's it at?
Let me check. I had it on my chart. Oh, we've got two gaps to fill that I'm seeing. Um, do you not have the ticker?
I do.
Okay. So on the H4, pretty apparent.
Oh yeah, there is that CME gap. Oh yeah, it was 24,045 if I remember off. Yeah, I think it's something like that. 24,045. So we would fill that CME gap too.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what we're looking for upside. Weekly upside targets would be to fill in the CME gap. If we get a nasty rejection right after the fill, like if we wick and then come back down, it was probably just a CME gap fill. I think if we consolidate anywhere within this region, this 24K region, I think we're good to take out these highs. And we can push up into 25.
Yeah.
And then just for my own sake, I think there is. You go to the hourly, there's this hourly OB too, where there's like a little bit of a
25 too.
yeah, right around this area. So I think if we do, start filling in that CME gap, we kind of target this area here. There's a little hourly section of volume that was traded. I think we aim for price. So like, let's say here's price. We can come up and kind of distribute along there, and then we can come back down. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for if we, push to the upside. And then
Wojak from chat thinks that your parabola line is so accurate that it's bearish.
and yes, if it will be very bearish if we lose it. So let's hop in the lower time frame now. And this is where I get super bearish. So yes, daily looks fucking great. H12 looks pretty fucking bullish. The 4 hour still good. Hourly, I think you could argue the hourly isn't as good. Like it's kind of silly, as you go down lower time frames, it's less bullish, but it's just how I'm seeing it. And then the 15 minute, it's where I'm like, I think this shit's gonna nuke. We either absolutely rip here or we nuke on the lower time frame. If we see it, look at this. 1, 2, 3. Look at these sell-offs, and these are on the 15 minute, and these are like, on the 15 minute, these are pretty big sell-offs.
Pretty significant.
Yeah. So we're really grinding on this trend line now. We're losing momentum. So look at this leg, super strong leg. Now look at the push up. You see the magnitude and the strength of these pushes. It looks like they're waning, in my opinion.
Yeah, losing momentum, like you said.
Yep. So basically, what I would look for is, again, my lovely trend lines, low time frame. If we lose this and we close a 15 minute below the trend line, I think you'd be safe to scale into shorts. If we lose VWAP as well as the 200, we're probably, the other 2/3 of your, you can scale in 2/3 of your short. And by that time, we're along our little trend line, parabolic trend line. If we lose the parabolic trend line and we get, significant closes below, I am very, very confident that we come down into these crossroads of a trend line. So you have your downtrend from here that's been acting as support. Then you have your more macro trend line that's been along here the entire time. I think you come into kind of like a little crossroads, and this would be my TP for a short. So again, the setup would be 15 minute close below this trend line, enter 1/3 size. Below the 50, enter another third size, lose the parabolic trend line, full size, over levered to the tits and shorts. And I would aim again for this area here, these crossroads. And I told Lat that usually a parabolic uptrend, or a macro uptrend, or inverse would be a macro downtrend aligned with a lower time frame trend line. And where those two cross is usually a significant horizontal level. And this
Mm-hmm.
kind of like trifecta of lines crossing is usually like a magnet for
Yep.
price. So again, if we do lose this, I would bet there's very, very high likelihood that we land within this block of area, on the chart. So from 22K to like 21.5 or something like that, right around there. So I think downside targets is that, and that's like my weekly outlook. I mean, if it happens, I think it's gonna happen super fucking fast. There's just I mean, you were showing some fair value gaps.
Yeah, I was literally just about to mention it.
The great minds think alike, dude.
Well, there's none of those here.
I know. Yeah, shit. So you were saying there's fair value gaps in here, right? Like the
Yeah, I
lower
mean,
ones.
not everybody likes fair value gaps, and
Well, I do,
that's
so
fine.
fuck everyone else.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, before the monster candle that we had, there is a fair value gap down to 21.45 ish, depending
Yes.
on the exchange.
So it would be right to this, like right there.
Yeah, pretty much the point of breakout.
So do you know how many stops are resting here?
I mean,
You
lots.
would blow so many people out if you took out this. I mean, this order block, the point of breakout, you're gonna run so many stops.
Oh yeah, there is some juicy order blocks on the 6 hour, on the H12 and the H6, right around the fair value gap.
Yeah, I mean
And it's
to
funny because
run.
that's
Oh, you're saying? Oh shit, yeah. There's definitely like a lot of liquidity sitting down here.
hmm
And the H4 order blocks are just stacking too. So whenever you get things like this, it's just so much volume and like was traded here.
oh yeah.
To bring price back down here, it's like this shit's gonna be ran. So
My I think my VWAP, the quarterly VWAP is sitting right at 21.2, at least on my chart.
imagine.
And it's not saying it's going to happen, but you know, it could.
Yeah, I mean it's something to keep in mind too. That like let's say we break this. Say we break my parabola. Let's say we come down here and then we begin breaking down from these trend lines and I'm wrong and this is not the bottom. So that's whenever those things come into play. Like you want a plan and okay, here you actually executed your plan, but like we TP here, okay? So what happens if this starts happening and we get short here? Where are we aiming? I mean, quarterly VWAP 21.2, it aligns clearing we would take out or fill in those fair value gaps. We would run
Yep.
a significant amount of stops. Maybe
Order block.
21.2 is a really nice downside target if we don't bounce at the 21.8ish level. So also something to keep in mind.
Yep.
So that's kind of it for corn. Those are your setups and then upside targets. So it looks like we need bulls need to step up here or we're gonna roll over. But yeah, that's really it for Bitcoin. So because we're on crypto now, chat, do you have any questions or anything we want to look at Bitcoin specifically before we move on to another coin?
Can you
Anything?
chart RVN coin?
I know.
RVN, we wait till the end. But yeah, anybody that has a
Yeah,
Bitcoin question.
Bitcoin specific questions before we move on while we're on the topic of Bitcoin. We have the breakout plan. The breakout plan is if we run stops and we hold above all of these stops, we aim CME gap as well as taking out these highs. Downside targets, we have our 1/3, 2/3, and full size scale in for breaking down.
Yeah. Yep.
So any
I know what I'm doing, but obviously, I think we're all pretty much price action traders as well. So, as things develop, all of this can change.
of course, yep. All right, you got 10 seconds. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Let
I
me
know. I
check.
already know it's gonna happen too. I just read it.
That's
It's like it's
fun.
so programmed to happen. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Uh,
All right, we're gonna hop over to ETH.
all right.
So
Vitalik coin.
this is either a bearish retest here, or we're about to moon. So this is kind of like where we're at in a lot of the chart. This channel has been absolute money.
Yep.
You buy the bottom, you sell the top. It's actually just free money, and you could have done it. Let me see how many times you could have made. How many percent is this? You could have made 10%. One, two, three, four, five. Okay,
And
and
assuming that you didn't long that
yeah,
like
okay, you get
get that
stopped out
job.
once. You get stopped out once.
Yep.
And then you could just not even trade it this. You could have shorted up here. One, I hope you take profits along the way.
Well, I
Two,
don't think anybody takes
three.
profits.
I mean, we're talking like fucking 10 times you could have played this range just long side and made
Yeah.
money. I mean, so this has been absolute money. And what I'm seeing now is like,
You did this, right?
what's that?
You got the 10% like 6 times. Uh-huh.
Not every time. I got it. I
Okay.
got it a couple. No, I've definitely
Okay.
been wrong on trading this. I know I got fucked here. I didn't long here. I shorted here. Here I played
Uh-huh.
it really well. I hit all of those long and short sided. This one I lost money on. This one I did long, but I fully TP'd up here, and then
Yeah.
I've only been scalping up there. Um,
Whoa, you're scalping?
well, intraday fucking swings, whatever. um, but yeah, so my concern is, I mean, you could look at it two ways. From this bounce, we're just kind of like chopping here. So you could, the argument could be we don't have the juice to, tap the top of the trend line again before we come down.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, you're like, we're so strong, we, held this order block, we're bullish, and we didn't even trade back down into the bottom of the channel. But
Do
for
you sorry to interrupt, but when you use like parallel channels, do you ever chart like the midline? It can be pretty
Oh, I
helpful
know what you
sometimes, at
mean.
least for
Like
me.
here, like if it's
Yeah.
bullish or bearish, like if it's bullish, you hold it, bearish, you lose it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like I visually see. I usually don't throw it on the chart though.
yeah.
Like I just keep it in the back of my head. But yeah, so this would be bouncing off the mid range of the channel.
Hmm.
To your point. Um, but yeah, how I see it only because I'm I mean going into the week I'm biased every week, right?
Yeah.
And my bias this week is like we're due for a pullback. I think equities are pretty overextended. We're heading into resistance. Um, a lot of altcoins are super fucking overextended, especially on the BTC pairs. So that's kind of like where I'm at with thoughts on like and bias going into the week. So how I see this is like this is very much like H4 bearish retest rejection. We ran the stops, SFP'd.
Yep.
What we would need to see is price on the H4 not close above 1718. If it closes above 1718, I'm probably wrong. Um, Alternatively, if it closes above 1718, we probably take out these highs, push into like 1900. But what I kind of want to see is, from a bearish perspective, 'cause it's my bias, I think we come back down here. And I think if we get back down to this channel again, you can say it 100 times, but like it would align with pulling back on Bitcoin. And I think this breakdown would be nasty as fuck, and I would ape short.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of risk off for longs until I see like a major breakout or a major change. Um, just because it's just really overextended. It's kind of losing its strength, in my opinion. So where would I get long on ETH? I would want to see it come up. I would want to see it hold above the channel. I think holding above this is like where I get bullish.
Yep.
Hold above 1720 to 1740. You see bullish consolidation in there. So if we see something like this, right? Let's say price pushes up, we come back down, we push lower. If we see this, you get long here, your invalidations there. Like that's where I get long. I would need a really good setup to get long again.
That's fair.
Short side, I mean, this is really easy in my opinion. If you get short, if you're doing high time frame trading, you could put your stops here, up at this wick. Pretty clear invalidation. You could even argue that you could put stops here. Depends how tight you want to play it. But what I would look for is if you are short, look for this breakdown. If we lose this trend line, the channel, I risk on shorts in my opinion. Obviously, don't go fucking crazy. Don't be an idiot. But
damn it.
I know 1, 2, come back down into here at least into this order block, and that would kind of align with Bitcoin. But I think this would dump harder than Bitcoin, and we'll see that whenever I get to the ETH BTC pair. But that's kind of
up like 40%, something like that in the month.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking for ETH USD pair. So I'm not going to ask questions every time, but for the big ones, ETH and BTC USD charts, I'm going to ask any questions on ETH USD before we hop over. To ETH BTC.
Done like it. Okay. They're just here to copy trade.
Exactly. So this is either again going to have another large leg here on the higher time frame. I think you're going to get this, or you're going to get this. I think it's just kind of at a really pivotal moment. Like we're at resistance on a lot of stuff. We're tapping the resistance quite a few times. Charted this pretty well. You sent me a message on Discord that we hit the ETH BTC pair to like the fucking dot.
Yep. Yeah. Last stream, last market review stream, it was very, very, very close.
So you could argue that this was a bearish retest. And now we fucking leg down to oblivion on ETH. And I'm not really like, okay, I am an RSI trader. I won't put a whole bunch of merit into it. But on the H12, which is kind of indicative of like where we're headed in terms of higher time frame, we're kind of coming down here on the stock. So momentum's kind of shifting down on the higher time frame. We hop on the H4. I personally see Steam kind of losing it. We had this nice leg here. We kind of had a bull flag. We had another break. The break was a little bit weak. We might have one more break that's like even weaker, but kind of what I'm seeing is it just feels like you develop a feel over time, and this just feels like it's losing a little bit of strength. I mean, this isn't the best look either. Like we could easily see that. And I don't think many people actually trade this, and they usually just use it for as a reference.
Right.
But what I would look for is for this to break down here. Again, if we lose this trend line, it's just like the USD pair. It's pretty close. If we lose this trend line, we're coming down at least to this line here at a minimum. And if not, back down to retest here. And people are, way, way, way over bullish and over levered on ETH or the markets in general. Like, guys, this is still a bear market, right? I mean, we're not in a bull market. This is still a bearish rally until it's not. The Fed is still, I believe, quite hawkish overall. We're not no money printer. Rates are still continuously going to increase. We're onset recession. So like overall, this is still a bear market rally. Um, so
Yeah,
it's,
but optimism hit all-time high.
wow, just what we want to hear.
No, no, no. I mean, like literally the coin, not market sentiment.
Oh, yeah.
Only optimism. OP.
Nice.
I mean,
Yes.
it's been traded for what 2 months.
Oh yeah, that coin's bullish as shit. But um, I mean, again, this is looking a bit topped. I think in terms of like what we'll actually see, you can screenshot this because it's going to be right. I think we see that.
Take your screenshots now.
Hurry, delete it before they get it.
Yeah, shit.
But that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And let me hop into a couple alts, and then we can take a couple more questions from the stream. If there are any like altcoin questions that they want, and then I'm probably gonna get some rest because I'm fucking
Yeah.
exhausted. Solana. So I took a Sizely short on Solana. I know we're kind of
Where?
consolidating here. Oh, it's literally like right here, somewhere
Oh
around
yeah.
here, like 41.5, 41.4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll add until like a somewhere around here. If we're still bullish above here, I'm fucking
Deviation.
out. Yeah, I'm just taking the
Yeah.
L. But I'll start fading Sol here, only because this trend line, like, I don't think it has enough juice to break up to here unless Bitcoin absolutely rips. Um, Lower time frame, we're getting a bunch of wicks to the upside. Even lower time frame, I feel it's going to do that. And again, trade RSIs at your own discretion. They're a part of how I trade. But the way a lot of this is lining up to me, it feels like we're coming into a top on Solana. And I think at a minimum, you could probably get a 2 to 3% trade out of it. Not telling you to take the trade, just keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think overall, I'm personally short on Solana. I'm looking to get at a minimum. I'll probably TP at 2% so it stops break even and leave it for fucking whatever. And also the fucking BTC pair on it, which is the other confluence to me taking the short. It would be a bearish retest to this order block. And this just looks ridiculously overextended. This is dumb.
That's I mean, yeah, a lot of
A
altcoins
lot of
are
alts in general, like we were saying, yeah, are super overextended. But what were you saying about they can fucking go a lot higher than
oh
what
yeah.
people expect?
Yeah, I mean, what do they say? Bear market rallies can be some of the most shocking. And I don't know, alts don't really seem to be slowing down. Um, I've noticed, especially when Bitcoin is getting like sort of smaller pullbacks, like 1%, less than 2%. Like alts are not pulling back anywhere near as like extreme as they would normally be. Um, I've even seen like alt starting to bottom before Bitcoin, which is generally like, that's like alt season shit.
So you think it's just a temporary altcoin rally across the board because ETH is trading higher on the Bitcoin pair, or do you think it's because it's more indicative of a bottom?
My opinion is that um the the ETH merge, moving to proof of stake is really like the only bullish narrative that we've had for a while. And um, so all of the attention, all of the focus is on, what ETH is doing, what ETH pairs are doing, and people want to buy a bunch of ETH in case there's like a actual hard fork. Because if there's a hard fork, they're gonna get, potentially airdrops, and there could be people just selling Bitcoin to buy more ETH spot. And generally, when we see ETH do a lot better than Bitcoin, the higher beta altcoins are going to run up with it. Um, and I think that's what we've seen, that, like DeFi coins, they got absolutely crushed over the summer, with, all the forced selling and capitulation. Alts got destroyed. So I'm not super surprised that alts are bouncing pretty hard, especially with the ETH thing going on. Um, and what is there like? There's more ETH fork tests or ETH merge tests coming up pretty shortly, like over the next 2 weeks. So, if traditional finance markets and equities like don't just die, then we could continue to rally up until like the ETH merge, and as long as those tests go well, I am just kind of keeping an open mind, and I'm not saying that we should expect like a pullback immediately, but it's something to definitely be aware that could happen um, at like any moment, right? It's going to be hard to predict, at least for me.
Yeah, and also the volume on Ethereum compared to Bitcoin has been insane.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was looking at Binance. On Binance, Bitcoin is still has higher volume, but on FTX, not only ETH futures perps, but also ETH spot has higher volume on FTX, which is pretty wild. Um, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Like if we continue that kind of volume across exchanges, then um, like one catalyst might be to keep an eye on is um, when the volume traded for Bitcoin surpasses ETH on an FTX or on a major market. Like that could be a sign that, okay, people are buying less, trading is going down. We could expect a pullback. Uh, and
Yeah, it's
another
actually
thing is
pretty good.
that like ETH futures, like dated futures, expiring futures, are all like pretty deep in backwardation right now. Um,
That's pretty bullish,
which
right?
I mean, it can be. Um, it's hard to say. Like in the bull market, um, what I would usually have like alerts set for like anytime there was ETH or Bitcoin futures, dated futures getting into backwardation. Um, that was generally like a good sign that Bitcoin was going to find a bottom pretty quickly, and then we were going to just rocket back up and continue the uptrend. So that was more for like an entries thing. But we're not really definitely not in a bull run, so it's harder for me to
I
say.
mean, you would think reading some messages and tweets from some people that bull market's on.
Yeah, I mean, there have been days with alts going up, 50% in a day. Flow, for example, somebody just mentioned that in chat. Like Instagram or Meta or whatever is going to use them as part of their platform for NFTs.
Oh, so it's like a
Uh,
news based pump.
yeah, and then like we had ETC, which went from like $16 to like 40 something dollars. Um, but that I think was primarily because people expecting, the ETH merge and changing from proof of work to proof of stake. People want to try and play into that. And I don't know, a bunch of alts have gone on tears. So I guess what we need to see is how the market reacts to like a more significant pullback.
If there's like a quick buyback, or if it'll just keep bleeding off.
Yeah, like an extended pullback.
Yeah, so I pulled up. We forgot to cover it. Dixie.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm seeing on Dixie is, meme W formation, and then kind of either some type of flag here forming, um, or alternatively it is Bart's. And then we have this trend line back from beginning of June,
Yeah.
and what it's doing is, once again, this is the third underside retest.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really at a turning point here, whether it's going to roll over and come back down into like 102-ish area, or if we're going to get that drive higher, reclaim, and push up to 112, 113.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I'm seeing for Dixie.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't move all that much on a daily basis. So, um, it could take a long time for that trend line to really play out.
Yeah, and then I mean, even the daily, just it's so grindy. I mean, this was a crazy trend though.
Yeah.
Forex traders are so giddy
God.
over
Unless they were
8%.
shorting the dollar the
Yeah,
whole
unless they
time.
were shit. It's not going down.
Well, they're definitely bankrupt now.
Oh,
I mean, it's
here
actually crazy.
here
Oh, yeah, yeah,
here
yeah.
we
Okay.
are, the
The
VIX too.
VIX. Yeah, that's super fucking bullish.
That's the first time. Let me check in the okay. These time frames with TradingView are really weird. Like it completely changes. Like whenever you're using trend lines, it completely changes.
What,
You know,
on VIX or on
just
everything?
on different coins, like lower coins where there's not a lot of volume on the chart.
Hmm.
It really changes kind of the perspective and view of where price is currently at in comparison to trend lines. But
Dude, one of these days we need to pull up VIX options and see how they're being traded. Like I want to, like the premium.
I
Like
would
what
I
is the market looking at? Like
yeah,
how is it pricing inputs on VIX right now?
because this is either a absolute rock bottom, or we're gonna have the upcoming week's gonna be quite bullish,
Yeah.
because VIX alone, right, doesn't pick price, but it's a good indicator of, if VIX is bleeding off, we're likely risk on.
Yeah.
When VIX starts pumping, that's usually when you see your larger dumps. So I think this is something, I'm going to keep an eye on this on the hourly time frame. If we start getting multiple hourly closes down here and it keeps bleeding off, I think that's really fucking bullish.
Super bullish. Yeah. I'm definitely, if you don't already have that on your chart or on your watch list, strongly recommend that you at least, keep an eye on it here and there. You don't have to like try and, tick trade the VIX, but it is, something to just like keep in the back of your head.
It's like a sediment indicator almost,
Hmm.
sentiment. So, and then last coin I want to look at before I get sleep.
BNB. Oh, you don't want to look at BNB?
Okay, we'll do
You
BNB
don't
after
want
this.
you don't want to look at
This
CZ coin.
this thing, our
Optimism.
optimism, has an optimistic target of around $3. I think. I really do
Pretty
think.
optimistic.
I really do think it'll go to $3.
Should we start a shitcoin called pessimism?
Please, please, Dad.
Fuck your optimism.
I hold you.
Dude, I'm hedging optimism with pessimism coin.
It's fucking hilarious. Okay, I'll check out BNB quick.
Yeah.
I'll, I hate myself for not longing this full flag break,
You,
but
you you had an alarm on it too, didn't you?
yeah, it went off and I didn't long it.
You just ignored it.
Yeah, look at this.
Oof.
what if that might be a top? Well, it might be something until a pullback, but this is very clearly a swing, and based on that beautiful meme TA, this would probably close to be a top around here. And I literally put in the chat. Remember that I said BNB to 333 like 2 weeks, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
No. BNB is going to the yearly open level of 512.
I mean, probably. It's gonna. Oh, this is gonna be a bitch to get through though, right here.
Yeah, I mean, it might take till the end of the year.
Nice. Yeah, it'll go to all-time highs again. It might take a couple of years, but it'll get there.
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly when it's gonna happen. Can't make it too easy. Come on.
But yeah, this shit is ridiculous. How crazy would I be to take a short on this?
I mean, I like what
Stops. I would put stops at probably 3. Yeah, I'd probably put stops here. And then
I guess
I would aim for like 300, 308.
308. I'm looking at it on my chart. Yeah, I mean, I've it's tough to say, right? I don't know if the RR is there to short BNB
I mean,
unless
I would
like
do it just to trade against sentiment.
yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it would just be out of a spite. But
Okay. Because
the
you missed the
I missed the
the
long.
run. Yeah.
This is fucking wild. This is absolutely wild. The
Yeah,
pair
it doesn't even
is
make sense.
the pair is so bullish. Every high time frame so unbelievably overextended. I mean, but yeah, you just don't fade something like this. Yeah, there's better coins to fade. Like when if or I guess when it does go down, because
Yeah.
ultimately it will. It's going to be a great short, but until we have a very clear downtrend, just don't fade this. You're gonna lose money.
Yeah, I mean, definitely scalping obviously different, but if you're trying to get, sort of a longer term position, yeah, I don't really know if the it's worth shorting here. I'm not going to, but more power to you if you do.
Yeah, so it looks like this might be why we're getting some buys on Bitcoin. I'm looking at my other screen.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just grinding higher.
I mean, it is not a good looking chart on the 15-minute, but like it's going up, so do we really care?
Yeah, so this is this is just what I'm going to be looking for. Lose that guy, and I think you're good for a nice pullback. But yeah, I think that's about it. Any questions from chat?
Yeah, we will take questions. We might not take them seriously.
Yes,
We may not answer them.
definitely not answering them. I'm just asking you guys for questions to make you feel like I'm listening to you.
Somebody wanted you to chart Rune.
Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna chart room, but I'll look at the chart.
You've traded it before, haven't you?
A while back, I always lost money on it.
I mean, it is.
Dude, I mean, it's just such a shit coin that it looks. I mean, this could just like the smallest move, you just get wrecked either way. I mean, yeah, that'd be a fucking Bart, like $6, 2x, low time frame. It's up only. I mean, I wouldn't fade it, but I'm not gonna long it either. You're at resistance. Oh,
It's kind of been a nice upward channel on my chart. So
yeah, it is. Like
it's kind of doing what just
everything else is.
yeah, hitting the top of a trend line,
So
Going to
just,
the midsection, consolidating, going down to the sort of the lower end of the trend line, trend, and then just up, down, up, down, up, down, just bouncing around. But there's a lot of money to be made.
yeah, I mean, if you do want to get long on this, just wait for the fucking retest of the trend line. Alternatively, if it doesn't retest, here's your, resistance. These are deviations. Just wait for this to happen. Wait for it to run the stops, pull back, and then get long on the retest and set your stops to like this low or something. But
Yeah.
that's your setups. There you go. All right, last one. This dude's got rows.
Rose.
Okay, so it's pretty bullish. All alts are just giga chatting.
Yeah, I mean,
This is basically like what we just charted for Rune. It barted, coming up into this resistance. There's there's a big order block here. Probably push up maybe into 0.1241 maximum, but this kind of looks like a flag gonna go up, or alternatively gonna come down here and you're gonna run this trend line.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, this is trading this where it is now, at least to me, is absolutely gambling.
oh
If
yeah,
you have
there's
like a good, if you have a good trigger for a setup, then yeah, go for it. Like breaking a major trend line, okay, you can breakout trade it, but I would definitely lose money trying to trade this coin right now.
I lose money trading anything, especially if it looks like this. Especially if it's this altcoin here. I mean, there is literally no trigger. We're in midair. You either
Yep.
need to one wait for a pullback to this trend line, even if it takes like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Just wait because you're gonna lose money in that interim, even if you try and play it.
Um,
Or you
or you
wait.
could short it now because chat is asking about it and it's up like 100% in less than a week. So
Is it
this is
up a lot?
probably this is probably the top because chat's asking about it.
Jesus Christ! What is that daily candle? 32%. It's
So
shit. Well, I miss out on. I need to play it now. I am always just offsides alts.
what did you
Anything
expect
outside the top
Rune to
10.
go up 100%?
Anything
Did you have Rose on your radar? Like were you expecting
anything
it?
outside the top 10 market caps, I just lose money. I
Yeah.
have absolutely zero skill with trading it. I'm literally retail on altcoins. And I understand why it is too, because I'm a trigger based player. Generally speaking, altcoins triggers are most of the time false because bottoms are liquidations, tops are liquidations a lot of the time. I think
Yep.
that's like alts just don't align with my trading style. Um, but more power to you if you can make money off them, because if you're an altcoin trader, you can make so much money with leverage. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you can also lose all of your money really, really fucking fast.
Yeah, that is very true.
I have liquidated more than one account because I wasn't even paying attention to the like percentage moves that it was doing. And it's like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm not oversized. I'm not over levered. Wait, what? What? Absolute crypto Keef moment.
Hopefully, I don't get liquidated. Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck. Just gone.
I miss him.
Oh, he's streaming again, but he's like doing like I don't know, some game.
Yeah, racing.
Somebody needs to like
Can we
give
get
him
him on
some
as a
money to
guest?
trade.
Can we get him
Yeah,
on as
for
a
sure.
guest?
We would have to pay him probably.
Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna shoot him a message.
Dude, you should
I
ask him.
will. I will. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off here, guys. I'm fucking so tired. I gotta wake up super early. Um, I'll be trading challenge account later this week, of course. But Any other questions before I hop? 24 too short, sure.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad short, not a bad level to short. Yeah, 24 too. Yeah, solid. I don't know if I would, but just gotta wait and see.
Wait. Let's see.
All right, man. Well, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good
Um.
talking to you. Good talking to chat.
Yeah. Thanks, chat. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for dropping
Peace.
by. And oh yeah, you want to plug your socials?
Oh yeah. Real quick, guys. I know you're already following me, but if you're not, I'm a I'm an influencer. Follow me.
Do you have an OnlyFans to plug?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. But they need to follow you on Twitter
What if
for the
you think an
announcement.
OnlyFans where it's charts? You think that's a okay paid group?
I mean, it's just a paid group on Discord, right?
No, it's OnlyFans though.
But why? What do you need the OnlyFans
Well,
for?
that's the meme portion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of like
Go
that.
for it. Oh, Patreon. Yeah. Killer Wasabi has a
No,
question.
that's fucking
I know it is.
dude. Go
Uh,
ahead, ask me,
it,
Grayson.
is it a trading question? I'm guessing not.
Ask me, Grayson. It's gonna wrap up the stream here.
Last question, Killer Wasabi. Make it count.
That's not a question. All right, I'll talk to you later, guys.
All right. Thanks.
See ya.
Later.